It's just like the offline world. And the world do not know how to love. Or this would be a way beautiful place. So many people got a higher self down here.
Caught up in the flesh. Lovers of flesh. Yes, and desire. I've lived and learned that. Worry about none of that no more.
I really realize people don't have much to say towards love, but towards hate, let hate run its course. Man, people have not learned that hate destroys life. And so people, with all the choices in the world, they rather choose opposite of good.
Mm-hmm. Just thinking about that.
No participation with love. I like to participate with what the participation was made of. I thought love was very comprehensible to men and women. Love really comes from the Creator.
Oh, yeah.
And self is a law. So I don't see how there's no love. So this is why wisdom literature exists. So you can get a peep inside to why people can't love. When you can love and others can't, there comes a question of love. Now people through the flesh now know all about what love is. If you love, you wouldn't do certain things. If you knew love was so good, you couldn't do anything bad.
That's the way I look at it. You wouldn't cheat on your husband. You won't cheat on your wife. You'll be good all the way around.
Good all the way around.
That's why I'm singing today.
This is why love for one another
And can't nobody tell me that I didn't love my family. Now, The question is, did they love me like I loved them?
Love, recognize love.
Hmm? Everything.
Love gives love. And see, this is why I don't like, because men and women are poor collaborators in love. Who is defining love? Because when people say love, how are you saying love? Because this is the hardest thing for young people to find out. Because to young people, nobody expresses the Creator's love. Because the Creator has love.
That's the first love.
All I can hear is not the love that the Creator has.
It already in the book on Super.
Right. When we got divine instructions, then this is all one needs. So when it comes to love divine, man, I see this is the hardest feat.
Super 39. L-Y-Do.
Yeah, it's a special type of love. That's the Creator's type of love.
Love.
That's the Creator's type of love. I don't. I would love to hear other people, because when it comes to problems, I don't have a problem. So I need to hear people who have problems. My Creator fixed everything. So I need to hear what God they worshiping that's not fixing their problems or giving them answers. Because if you're looking for wisdom, then your quality should be wise. I believe love is wise. It's not no fool. If you don't know what a higher self is, you can't know what love is. Love is what created your flesh. So I see this is the hardest feat right here. And it can't be told in words. That's the truth of it. That's why I'm at a loss for words right now. Because love can't be put in words. The Creator can. But when it's wordless, formless, all it can do is give. It's not asking for nothing in return. Pure love, just give it. It ain't asking for love in return. blessed are the pure in heart, for they will love and not demand love in return. See, this is what the Creator love is. The Creator don't demand you love Him. Love is a blessing. To even have fun, we, as it say, the blessed are the pure in heart. The higher self is justice, mercy, love, and right. Most people asking for things in return. See, these is how we always miss the Creator's perfection. Because that which is perfect ain't looking for nothing. And so I do understand that purity is the least comprehended. You need purity to be able to make way for love. The readiness is purity of heart. This readiness that's meaning you won't go. It don't mean to life, to death. Purity of heart is it's all love. It wouldn't matter. None but the pure in heart can recognize the King. Pure in heart. This is something very, very complicated for the highest development. Below average males and below average females cannot ascertain this high state of being. The Creator is so pure. And for some reason, we don't understand what purity is. To teach men to be pure in heart, you must yourself be pure in heart. And
word
and
deep. Now that's where the catch-22 come in at. Word and deed. And I think word and deed is referring to action as well, because your daily bread or your daily doing speaks for itself. If somebody say, I love you in word, and see it indeed, you'll recognize that. But if not, it'll be the opposite. See, like the old saying, it's easier said than done. But can you hold fast to that which is good? That's the problem. And that's got to be constantly on your mind as you go about your daily life. The way I look at it. That's why I try to practice this what I preach myself. You know, like I said, I ain't now. Where you find me at now is with nature. That's after divinity. You know, I'm with creation. That's where I'm at now. Because I'm not in a relationship, and I would love to, but it's gonna be hard to find that purity because this society now is so bad and just caught up in the desire, the emotion, and what you can do for me, and it's just it's just a mess. That's all I can say. It's a mess because it's caught up in to the flesh now. So we got to realize what put the flesh all together. And we come right back to purity. For 23 talking about the same thing, revealed as in lust. Yeah.
Number 22, the pure in heart do not accuse.
Look at it, the vile in heart. Who wants to cover up their guilt? Holy smoke of piety. Or ever locked and drunk. Thieves and courtesy. Look at that. So I guess if it ain't pure in heart, it's vile in heart.
Mm-hmm.
I know I don't live a vile life. I know that for a fact. I once upon a time couldn't say that though.
The eyes of men shall see it not, and none can enter but the pure in heart.
Mm-hmm.
See, and this is a waste of time. I ain't I done been in the world long enough to know people is not striving for purity. And especially not in no crowd.
Mm-hmm. Won't find that. Not in a crowd. We know what the crowd brings. We've been there before. Done that and know that. Never lust and backstabbing. Evil thoughts.
Thrice blessed is the man who has made purity and his love his very own. Because I don't play with no soul. When I stepped into this, I made a vow to myself that I would never play with no soul. When it comes to the truth, I would never play with no soul. This how I know people not pure. Because if you know me personally, you know I never asked you for nothing. When it came to wisdom and learning who you are, I don't ask you for nothing. If it's in your heart, meaning I'm dealing with purity. So this is something that belongs to self. This is why I said very own, your very own. This is why I said people who are pure is talked about. Someone who did harm to none will still be getting talked about because they eat honey and carrots. And so this higher self is pure. And men and women worship lesser gods, demons, and spirits. They don't worship purity. This is something you have to make your very own. This is something you have to want. This is something that you will want to be. Many people I have learned have been lost their purity and they want you to lose yours. Purity and love is something that men and women cannot comprehend. This is the purpose of why you study yourself. I just realized too, I've been doing this for quite a long, significant time for myself and then giving that purity to others. And it's not comprehended. This is purity and love. It's just clean and pure. Cleaning and fresh is cleaner and fresher than air. Like I said, it don't want nothing from you. It loves to give. It's the giver of all things, but taketh none. Purity is not an Indian giver. If someone pure gave you something, they are not asking for it back. I have not asked anyone for anything back that I have given them. You can only speak for yourself in your own existence. What I value the most in my own life, I didn't ask for nothing back. I could be being dead where none of this purity will even come forth. Is there any thanks for purity? Well, let's read some wisdom literature. Straight way, the straight path leaped out or exalted itself from the downward elements of Yah, the word of Yah, into the clean and pure. The word of Yah into the clean and pure. This is it. The word of Allah into the clean and pure. who will give you the message without corruption, will give you the literature without corruption. Purity is the workmanship of nature and was united to the workman, the mind. See, when we're talking about purity and love, we're talking about heart and mind. Inside of your heart, is it clean and is it pure? How do you perceive others? How do you perceive the world you're in? How do you perceive the perspective of the world from your own existence? For it was consubstantial. For purity is consubstantial. Purity was united with love. This is what you call conscious. And so the downward born elements of nature were left without reason. See? So this is where humans become humans when they leave the divine. Love united with purity is divinity. When you forget purity and love, you become without reason. Your purity and love was all of your reason. In the entire existence of your lifespan, purity and love was your entire reason for being. But you never discovered it because you never looked within. You kept going out and out, accumulated years, where you never traveled inward. And if you never traveled inward, you can't find purity and love. Purity and love is the kingdom of Yah within. The kingdom of God is the knowledge of how aware you are with your awareness. You can't see this lofty state because it's dealing with things that are greater than spirit. Most people mingling with the lesser spirit. See, this wisdom literature is too pure for you to sit down and read. Because that's what wisdom literature is. Purity and love. You'd rather move your feet than move your mind into purity. Rather move your hands instead of move your heart into love. These are things we have no idea is separated from divinity. Remember, life is separated out, all of life. So your hells is separated out, so you can go right into your own hells. Heavens is separated out. You can go right into your heavens. All of life is separated out. Your lover is here. Your enemy is here. What you looking for in life? Purity and love is balance. Well, this is why. Some hidden things that will always be kept from your eyes. And if it wasn't from me and my diligence, it would be kept away from your ears as well. People rather you not hear, know, and believe anything that has to do with purity and love. So you can keep manifesting what you manifested. And there's literature that was left by clean, pure individuals who you may not ever see again or may not come to life again. But they left the instructions for you if you bout that life. So we're going to read some of these hidden instructions out of ancient Egypt. Tell me, why are they worthy of death that are in death? Because there goes a sad and dismal darkness before its body, of which darkness is the moist nature, of which moist nature the body consists in the sensible world. In the sensible world, death is derived. Have you understood this aright? But why? How do he that understands himself go or pass into God? That which the word of God said, say I, because the Father of all things consists of life and light, whereof man is made. You sayest very well. God and the Father is light and life, of which man is made. If therefore you learn and believe thyself to be of the life and light, you shall again pass into life. But yet tell me more. O my mind, how shall I go into life? God saith, or the Lord saith, let man endued with a mind mark and consider and know himself well. Have not all men a mind? Take heed to what you says. For I, the mind, come unto men that are holy and good, pure and merciful, and that live piously and religiously. And my presence is a help unto them. And forthwith they know all things, and lovingly they supplicate and propitiate the Father, the Creator, and blessing him, they give him thanks, sing hymns unto him, being ordered and directed by filial affection and natural love. And before they give up their bodies to the death of them, they hate their senses, knowing their works and operations. Rather, I that am the mind itself will not suffer the operation or works of the senses, which happen or belong to the body, to be finished and brought to perfection in them. But being the opener or the doorkeeper, I will shut up the entrances of evil and cut off the thoughtful desires of filthy works. See, everybody don't have a mind. To have a mind is to know what's good. If you know what's good, then you know what's God. If you know God, then you know what's purity and love. So these is our divine brothers and sisters who are already figured life out. Already wrote out how to not suffer and how to liberate yourself. But things are more important instead of the divine thing, you. Everybody act like everything is more important than their own self, than your own purity. Purity means you don't need. Purity means you can give from what you have, and that's love. This is not associated with materialistic or materialism. For these things are not pure, for they perish. Purity don't perish. For purity is love. For love is life. And what's higher don't go lower. Like the sky don't come to the ground. See, you've been lied to. Heaven don't come to earth, just like earth don't go to heaven. Everything on earth is evil. Everything in heaven is good. You've been told that there's a war in heaven. And the truth told you, you don't know by being told. So these are hidden things that's written down. That purity will share with the pure. This is why the suffering, you could not be suffering. But if you don't increase in your purity, then you decrease out of your purity. And the more you decrease, the more you pick up fleshly things. Now you're trapped in the senses, and your senses are now trapped in the body. And this is you. But people love to ignore purity. The like also happens to them that go out of the body. For when the soul runs back into itself, the spirit is contracted into the blood, and the soul into the spirit. See, these are things that are going on when you feeling feelings. See, our divine brothers and sisters already wrote this stuff out. This is greater than your a medical manual. This is dealing with your soul, self, and your divinity. And knowing how a mechanic would know parts of the car, you will know all and every attribute of yourself. The parts that die and perish, and the everlasting divine that play no parts in death. Did you know you can shift yourself into these places? These are numbers and places that you are at. Purity is no number. Everywhere. But it's only here, and we finna see. But the mind being made pure and free from these clothings. The stuff you feel. The mind is free from that. What you feeling is not you. You purity, but you done lost connection with that. So what you feel, you think you are. So now you identify with the perishing. So this is how smooth purity is. That you were mistaking it for not yourself. You will think you some filthy, ugly monster. So this is why the mind never dies. See, if you can get into your mind, you will never die. Your mind is not your senses. Your mind is not your body. Your mind is not what you're feeling. Your mind is not what you're going to do today. Your mind is pure. What's pure is unmanifest. What you thinking is not purity. The thinker could never be pure. The mind already is. So your thinking now is actually dirtying the cup. You thinking so much is now blocking the truth to come in. See, we did not understand the deep wisdom teachings of the Sufism. Sufism is the teaching of all of this in one and only. So what was wrapped up in ancient Egyptian and prior, it's only two people that was divine nations or races or people that held to this teaching. This is why they can write about it. You won't find this from no European nation. Because the people you follow now, that's where you going. You ain't been following purity and you don't know what it is. You're not even associated with any of your ancestors who were. So that means you sold yourself to adopt others just to have what you see, forgetting that what you see perishes. And who you are, you were supposed to identify with that, not with who you're not. So everything 180 degrees, you were supposed to know that you're not. And then that 180 degrees was supposed to build up on itself to 360 degrees. Then that 360 degrees build upon itself in 720 degrees. And you're supposed to have a full understanding of the spiritual world and the physical world. But in between, distractions have led most astray. They don't want purity. It's something you already have. You want something you got to go get. And then what you get, it perishes. So the mind being made pure and free from the soul and the spirit and being divine by nature, see, this is the only part. You have a natural, then you have a divine. Your flesh is the natural part. The divine part of self is the mind. If you are stuffing evil, if you are stuffing knowledge that is opposite of purity, we're not doing the mind any justice. The mind's food is purity. So when you feed in your mind, you got to know how to feed your mind purity in order to build up the mind, in order to be the mind. Because remember, we read the mind ain't in all men. This is why they do evil. This is why they can be sold out. This is why they can be tricked. They don't have something called the mind. The mind is the one that knows all things. But most people spend 40 hours at a job, not on their figuring out their own, how their own mind works. So now when we are speaking about, did you notice? See how much in life is that you don't know, that you can't be going to this place if you don't know. It couldn't make sense. It's not logical. You can only go to where you know. You don't know none of this exists. So how could you be going? That means it's a wasted life. And our divine brothers and sisters said, mind is a terrible thing to waste. And we sitting around wasting it on junk food, wasting it on gossip, wasting it on hearsay. When I put away, me myself, childish things, I no longer engage in those things. So now when we're talking about Why? It's because your mind, you have a mind. It can't delve in those things. It's just like purity and love and knowledge of self. Purity loves itself. It let everything else be itself. So as we move forward, why do you say so, O Father, that the mind is separated from the soul, and the soul from the spirit? See, this is what's called how you know what's love divine. When even now you says that the soul was the clothing or the apparel of the mind, and the body of the soul. O son, he that hears must co-understand. See, this is very deep right here. He who understands must co-understand and conspire in thought with him that speaks. See, most people can't listen to someone speak, think with the person on the same line that they're thinking on. See, because if you was with me, you would be thinking with me. But if you ain't thinking with me, then there's no co-understanding. So now there's no conspire in thought. So now we're talking about we wasting minds. Because my mind is being used, but you decided to not use your mind. So now he must have his hearing swifter and sharper than the voice of the speaker. See, this is how advanced practices that if you on advanced, if you are higher self life form, or you are higher mind in existence, these are the things that you train yourself with. The person speaking, not everybody get these teachings because they're not adept. This is for knowledge of self. When someone is speaking, you're supposed to be hearing and sharper, as in your thoughts into the mind of what is being said. The disposition of these clothings or covers is done in an earthly body. For it is impossible that the mind should establish or rest itself naked and of itself in an earthly body. People don't know how to do this yet. You don't know how to travel to the land of fleshless things. Regard not then what any man has said. Let us forget the flesh, the earthly body, and go with mind into the land of fleshless things. See, for purity and heart, this is what we're talking about. See, ain't nothing earthly. So the only thing that is earthly is perishable. Anything that's perishable is earthly. If you believe you are earthly, then you are perishing. If you don't believe you are earthly and you put in your training, just like every day you live, you growing, you walk better, you should be able to have thoughts better. So now when we're talking about, is it impossible for one to have a mind? No. The soul, being also in some sort divine, uses the spirit as her minister or servant. Look at these operations going on. And most people say they love. We don't know the purest part of people. We don't know the purest part of self. So, when therefore the mind is separated and departs from the earthly body, presently it puts on its fiery coat. See, this fiery coat, this is love. Most people don't know love is very sentient. This is why it can't be held in a body. It's going to fly out of the body because of this fire body called the Sophia. But people think it's something lower and lesser because of what they've been told. The word Al-Wadu was mentioned. And Al-Wadu is the consuming passion. That consuming passion is the fiery body. This fiery body, this love, has now been deemed on earth as hate. Anger, frustration, when you know these things harm. A person pure won't pick up a knife. A person frustrated will pick up a knife. One is pure, one is possessed by spirits. The spirits serve the soul. See, so the soul is thinking. And now it's thinking bad thoughts. So now the spirits is ministering the soul. Now the soul tells the body, and the body picks up the whatever's been told. But we don't pay no attention to self to see how these things come to be. And this is why because at these points you can't teach this. You gotta know this. So it's just some love divine instructions that if you ever became serious about life and how life works, at least you will have some foundational principles from reliable divinity. All that stuff you believe in from white folks, they ain't gonna get you nowhere. 15, it is impossible, therefore, that the good should be here pure from evil. See, for here the good groweth evil, and growing evil, it do not abide in good. Not abiding good, it becomes evil. See, down here, people can change. down here on earth, if y'all haven't witnessed, change is always here. Sun is out one day, the night is out. It's always change. So now when we're talking about there are elements in nature, there are elements in people. Elements change. We're talking about not knowing good and not knowing what is good. So now you are able to slip to become evil because you don't know what is good. And this is how clever Satan has been into conquering the people of the Creator. Isaiah Isaiah told y'all, don't call light for good. Good for light, darkness for evil, and evil for darkness, and good evil, and evil good. These are the things that you have done. Because people play with their own mind. And it's only damaging whoever is vibrating it. Because why? Therefore, in God alone is the good. Or rather, God is the good. See, this is how simple it used to be. Therefore, there is nothing in men but the name of good. The thing itself is not. For it is impossible for a material body receives is not as being on every side encompassed and co-acted with evils, labors, griefs, and desires, wraths, deceits, foolish opinions, material body receives. Where you think these vibrations go? To the body, not to the mind. The mind is pure. So all you're doing is just storing up the filthiness into the body. Remember, you got to die in that body. People just keep disconnecting things. Where you think griefs go? They don't fly out the top of your head. Where you think your desires go? Why you think evil people do evil? It's in them. Why you think people are wrathful? These are elements in the material nature called the fleshly nature. It's made of elements. The body is not the mind. So the more we get heavier and heavier with thoughts of materialism, weighing down the mind to now contracted into the spirit and the soul, to now is carried out in the flesh, and now you in jail wishing you wouldn't. And just give you the things the devil won't give you. Because I don't play with a soul. 23, for all things that are subject to the eye are idols, as it were shadows. But those things that are not subject to the eye are ever especially the essence of the fair and the good. this stuff is too deep for mindless mind. And this thing is not even, it's boring to bodies. See, the body want to be seen. The self, you can't see the self. But if you think you the body, then you think you are to be seen. That's why y'all don't see me on screen. I don't think I'm a body. I know I have the nature, but I don't have a body. I'm a mind. For we must become minds if we want to become heaven. There ain't no other way. Heaven is not on earth. Now, once you understand what heaven is, you can bring it to earth because there's a such thing as equality. But that's like me myself trying to establish a community, and it's long, far, and wide. Nobody wants to be pure these days. Nobody wants to really be loving these days. Not in the world where you got cars and homes and money and loans and grants and things that you could just keep getting your hands all in. Never looking at the damage that stuff has caused within. Me, I have looked at the damages from my lower self. And now I have doubled down. I stopped when I was 18 with my lower self. Now I'm no longer to the age of 18. And I've been on this type of material since I stopped with the 18 growing. This is real life. So we talking about the things that most would never even hear before they even die. Because most people don't ask. They don't care what people know. They don't care if there is a such thing. And as you're young, you don't understand it all yet. And that's why you stick to the word of Allah. Because soon you will know by continually repeating that action. I repeated that action so much that I became known. Just like I used to dribble a ball so well that I could dribble a ball so good. People talk about it still to this day. But they can't even see my mind now. But people can't even say if someone was that good in that, how great is they going to be if they put that to their mind? And so now I've been doing this longer than any other thing. So I'm in a whole different level of understanding where there's enough people on earth to teach the opposite. Purity have came, recorded, cataloged the most important teachings for you to know. I'm not going to be here forever. I came to get what I came to get. And we all came, but we all didn't come for the same. So when you ready for a change, the true change, the eternal change, that's the KOS call. For we must be bold to say, Fatiha, that the essence of all are if he have an essence, is to know that which is fair or beautiful, but no good is comprehended in this world. I seen evil be comprehended before good has been comprehended. The talk of the town is what evil is doing, not what good is doing. Good has brought the divine tablets of light, and good gets no reward, no praises. That's why the good praises Allah alone. For all things that are subject to the eye are idols. But nobody wouldn't care if you don't care about the true God, the true creator, who told you not to worship him in images. Seek one that may lead you by the hand and conduct you to the door of truth and knowledge, where the clear light is, that is pure from darkness, where there is not one drunken, but all are sober, and in their heart look up to him, whose pleasure it is to be seen. For he cannot be heard with ears, nor seen with eyes, nor expressed in words, but only in mind and heart. Now, these ancient niggas, these ancient black people, knowing all this right here, and the black people of today, look what?
Disgrace. Sport and play. Have lost their mind.
Listen how ancient black people wrote and talked about knowledge. What y'all talk about today is gossip. It ain't got nothing to do with life. You don't even know what it is. You think it's what people say. You weren't born from what people said. But now, you must tear to pieces and break through the garment that you wear, called the web of ignorance.
Well,
See, and that's why people don't understand these things. I do. Why people scared of certain insects, animals. This is why. Because these animals mean something. They mean you are still in a certain state that you have no idea of. Life is always giving, the creator's always giving you signs, but you don't know how to read them because you don't read his word. So you don't know what the signs are. Every day you make sure for 24 hours you don't pick up his word. You make sure you times that by the age you are in 365 days. This is how much you don't like your creator, not to pick up his word. People would do everything, phones, TVs, anything under the sun, before they actually pick up the truth of the divine creator, written down from our ancestors to their descendants. These are our ascended masters right here. Your education don't even have them in mind. Meaning you have been on a wrong way and a wrong route. me tell you some more that the devil won't tell you. The fire is fire itself only and nothing else. The earth is earth itself and nothing else. The air is air itself and nothing else. The water, water itself and nothing else. But your body consists of all these, for they have of the fire, they have of the earth, they have of the water and air. And yet there is neither fire, nor earth, nor water, nor air, nor anything true. But as far as it is impossible, and just I say, that truth is only in eternal bodies, whose very bodies are also true. And if at the beginning our Constitution had not the truth, how could men either see the truth, or speak truth, or understand truth? Only except our would. All things thereupon earth, O thought, are not true. This is what the devil won't tell you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring this out my back pocket. These are the things I know. This is why I won't be conquered, because I build immortality. You have to build eternity. People sitting around here not knowing and understanding what life is spent to be doing. And I have got tangled up myself.
This society is wrapped up all in the Constitution, all the departments, the NFL, the NBA, the Major League Baseball, the schools, all the above. And you just read about what's going on in the earth. And this is where most folks are tied up and just can't get out of it. The things of the world.
Please leave me alone. That's how I
That
say.
ain't good at all.
Leave me alone. Because people don't know nothing down here. They don't read enough down here. There's people that was wiser than you that lived on this earth, wrote things down, and you think you wiser than them, and ain't even read what they read. They ain't studied none of their words. This is why the devil play with you. Because you ain't going to read, you ain't going to change you're going to keep doing your daily activities. You're never going to stop, and you're never going to read.
That's a fact.
That's just how it is. The devil will win because you don't know what truth is. It said truth will make you free, not what you're doing. So why? This is where he learned that from. All things, therefore, upon earth, O Tot, are not true, but imitations of the truth.
Imitation.
And yet not all things neither, for they are but few that are so. Let me read that again. This is for all the people you thought was your friends. All things therefore upon earth, O you, are not true. But all the friends you had, all the people you known, were just imitations of the truth. Yet not all things neither. This is why you find yourself single. For they are but few that are so. There's only a few real beings down here right now.
Mm.
And if you're around them, you better be thankful. Because ain't no real beings, everybody engulfed.
That's right. You say that every day.
They can't save themselves, so they can't save you.
This is a beat.
They busy with the earthly things.
Yeah.
They can't too busy to understand heavenly things.
Mm.
Most people say, I'm a busybody. I'm busy here, I'm busy there. But for the truth, I ain't busy. What is people going after? Everything upon earth is not true, but the imitations. Few things are true. Only the few will find them. This is what I've spent the majority of my latter life at. Figuring out the truth. Not running behind booty. Not running behind money. But using the rest of my breath to find truth. We must understand truth to save our own life. This was a warning. So most people didn't take heed to the warning.
I just think about that, and I see why people strive to be gregarious so they can be free from all this.
Mm-hmm.
From all the food, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need none of it. No more now. Once upon a time, they was indulging all the above, but now they're free from it. And the people are so brainwashed that you can tell them that you know people that breathe there and that live off air alone. He can't do that. That's impossible. And I just let that be. So I know what I'm striving to do. You know.
I've been paying close attention, man. Years of existence. Truth. When you get truth in your mind,
Yeah.
you can't do nothing but pay attention to what people say, what people do. As many, therefore, as see not falsehood, see the truth. This is what I love about life when I started realizing how this stuff really works. This stuff really works about how whatever you choose. Man and woman became so dumbed down that they can't even see. They choosing everything that's happening. They choosing to die. They choosing to live. They choosing to be upset. They choosing to be mad, happy, sad. And this stuff ain't caught the people attention yet. You can see falsehood or you can see the truth. Now, when you don't know what the truth is, then you can't see it. But when you find out the truth is the only thing that's gonna make you free, then this is what you're trying to see.
Yeah. And you know one thing, that what you just said about the truth to people, well, I know why, but we just talking about it. They'll go after all that stuff that won't make them free.
That won't make them free.
They love it.
They demons.
They love it like all you can eat. And we know people love food.
Spirits is
They
real.
love food.
I realized I was fighting spirit. That's where all these texts come from. All the wrong texts that you ever read in life, spirit, these words, spirits behind.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you indulge in something that's not true, 101% true,
Mm-hmm.
there's a consequence behind it. Now you got to deal with this stuff in the mind.
Yep.
So now you got to slay it or be slayed.
There you go.
And I'm a conqueror. So I had to rise above the spirits, rise above the physics, to see me, that I'm not either of those. And that both of those is what's trying to dilute my purity. The spirit nor the flesh is true, for they are consubstantial with each other. So if you don't know what truth is, maybe this is an insight to how you make yourself free.
Yeah.
What is truth? My Moorish master. And I saw said, truth is the only thing that changes not. See, that's very hard to understand for people who don't have the truth. But for people who have the truth, they're saying, whatever don't die. Truth is the only thing that never dies. Everything else that changes dies. So, meaning it's not eternal. Truth is in eternal bodies, not the thing that perishes. Here we come. In all of the world, there are two things. The one is truth. The other is the falsehood. Falsehood is that which seems to be. What that means? What became? See, most people, this is why men and women will ever be trapped down here. Because you think what you see is real. You think your nephew is real. You think your cousin is real. You think your father, your mother, and all these people is real. When they came and gone. Anything that comes and goes is not truth. If I can come in the flesh and I can leave the flesh, it wasn't true. Truth can never die. So now, when you come in the flesh, and now that you see the flesh, and you say, oh, this person passed. See, you got a choice in your mind to see falsehood or to see truth. For you to be fooled that somebody passed, that means you identify with the lower. Truth told me there's no death to any being. So I ain't got to worry about my father, my mother, even myself, wife, future, anything dying. There's no death to anything. That's the truth. So if I'm shedding tears for something that's not the truth, then I'm convinced in my own belief that I'm not the truth. See, this is very, very. This is why earth is your greatest test.
It's powerful, I tell you that much.
Now, truth is all and has no cause. And yet it is the cause of everything. See? I didn't make you, you didn't make me. Why are we so caught up in the flesh? This is what misunderstanding is at. So now, whatever has been made, that's body, soul, will be unmade. That which begins must end. Head to the bottom of the foot. It's going to leave. It's going to perish. Why would I enjoy and love something that's going to perish when I can love the true part that doesn't perish? But the consuming passion now seems like anger. Now it seems like frustration. And it's none of those things. It's the love of truth. Why would love give up its glory for falsehood? All things that can be seen by human eyes are naught. Idols, no, are manifestations of truth. Not the truth, but from truth. This is why Jesus the Islam was talking when he's saying, I'll lay down my life and I'll pick it up. People just getting so trapped and so conditioned by emotionalism that it's no more logic to know you even pre-existed all this stuff. Before you started being sad, there was a time when you wasn't sad, and that can't even come into mind no more. The things we see are but reflexes, just appearing. People done put so much hard work into nothing. That they're gonna die without everything and with nothing. This is the sad part where I see with most people. They're gonna die without everything. All that they worked for, tried to keep up, you're gonna die without it. Then you ain't gonna have the truth when you go to the grave. So then you're gonna have nothing.
Oh boy, that ain't good there.
So you lost twice on earth, fucking around with the devil, the lower self. Thinking it's something to experience, thinking it's something to mix yourself with, thinking it's something to attach yourself, anchor yourself down to. All this stuff is being games and illusions controlling your freedom of mind. While the emotions vibrate, so and so. And when the emotions change, they disappear. See what I'm saying? Where was that thought before it happened? That's what truth will give you. It will give you the ability to go to the great thought that you can't see, that is clearly most manifest, but we don't know what holy breath is. Holy breath is truth. That which you are, that which you is, that which you was, and evermore shall you be. Purity cannot change nor pass away. Now, this is the scary part right here, where you got to say, what is men and women? Men and women is truth and falsehood strangely mixed. Every person you see is truth and falsehood strangely mixed. And how much work they've done in themselves, within themselves, is going to manifest one or the other.
One or the other.
And the more people believe in falsehood, no truth abides. So this is the strange part with people. People are a mix of falsehood and truth. They have a fleshly nature, and then they have self, but they don't even know what that is. self is the truth, flesh is the truth, and falsehood strangely mixed. So now people can misidentify and cause hell and wrath just through misidentification. Complying to the falsehood, this is where it said that the woman and the man shall become one flesh. That's the truth of that measure. It's talking about this right here. For you to get a body, you became truth and falsehood, strange mix. So one of these two, remember you got a choice. So one of these two is gonna win at death.
Yeah, that's the fact.
Either you're gonna get beat up by falsehood because you chose it. Because remember, you gotta elect. This is what it means. You can't serve two masters. You can't make two choices. A choice is meaning one got to be elected, and the one is still an option to be chose. So in my mind, before I even opened up in any form of helping another being, I vowed to myself, because of my saying, I would never mess with a soul. Truth is what truth is. All our life, our soul has been tampered with by people, men and women. And see, when men and women don't mean you no good, they tamper with your being. And I didn't come here to tamper with any being. We can coexist with the truth or separate from the falsehood. When we are talking about what truth is, these are the semblances. But if we see or understand anything besides or otherwise than that which is, we shall neither understand nor know the truth. This is how far the devil has gotten people. Listen to the sentence. If we don't see or understand anything besides or otherwise than that which is, you shall never be free. See?
Yep. And I can bear witness to that, because I've seen fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, aunts, and a host of relatives die and pass on, but did not discover the truth. They was caught up in the world, and I guess that fleshly thing called love, and then that wasn't too good, because there was a lot of cheating going on in that thing called love. And it's just like that pure heart that we was reading about earlier. Never did reach the pinnacle. But down here. And I can bear witness to that. And the same applied to me in my marriage. And what the highs and the lows. And what everybody was wanting and what they didn't want. That's why I'm where I'm at now today. Because I really, really am a true seeker of the truth. And I'm not letting nothing get me to have me to fall short. And I apply it to everything. That's why I do what I do. And I'm just lying there in bed this morning thinking about the word. And I thought about what it said in the beginning was the word, and the word was God, and the word was with God. And I thought about a dictionary and how many words is in a dictionary. And I thought about the show Wheel of Fortune, and I thought about this, the wheel of God, the wheel of words, and how it got everybody trapped, just word alone, and not knowing the meaning of the word or the fullness of a word. I get so.
And that's the dangers with me, with people. So I can't trust them now. They truth and falsehood strangely mixed, don't know the difference between, can't discern, and won't keep it 100. It's easy to be truthful. It's just as truth is truth. It never contradicts. Is truth therefore upon earth, O Father? You does not miss the mark. O Son, truth indeed is nowhere at all upon earth. See how the devil played? He played with God. That's why I don't want to mess with men and women. Because they play with my divine creator. He's no God. But people play with God. And then have you saying these words. God is the devil. And this is why people don't know nothing. And what they think they know the devil. They don't know the true creator. His name is not God. Never was. That was the devil's game.
Send it up. The wheel of God.
Everything down here on earth that man uses created by the devil. Niggas scared to die to go to heaven and claim to be from heaven. This is what I mean. Like down here is just it's the biggest joke to me. When you find out what truth is and how nobody with a balls or ovaries can't even speak it and say it to young people. Yeah, to let their own peers and generations. But you can't say this to young people. Give them a fair, better shot. Ain't shit down here on earth real. So now that truth is out and ain't up for debate, it is what it is. You know or you don't know. Truth indeed is nowhere at all upon earth. For it cannot be generated or made. Truth cannot be generated, operated, or destroyed. Generator, operator, destroyer. God. See what we're saying? It has nothing to do with truth at all. I know because I had to search for it. I never knew God. My whole existence, I never known God till something bad happened. And then I knew God. All of my life, I knew Allah. I don't know anything else. But when something bad happened to my life for the first time, that's when I met God. Then I went to go find what is God, and I found it's the devil. And everybody claim to be worshiping God and don't know he the devil.
game. Say.
God has a name, and it ain't God. So this is how the devil played with everybody and got everybody worshiping his lie as your truth, but not me. And if we don't got to be friends, so well. I still love you. Bye. But concerning the truth, it may be that same, but concerning the truth, it may be that some men to whom the Lord will give the good seeing power may understand it. So that unto the mind and reason there is nothing true indeed upon the earth. But unto the true mind and reason all things are fancies, appearances, and opinions. Must we not therefore call it truth to understand and speak the things that are? But there's nothing true upon earth. How then is this truth? That we do not know anything true. How can that be done here? O son, truth is the most perfect virtue and the highest good itself, not troubled by matter, not encompassed by a body, naked, clear, unchangeable, venerable, respectable, and unalterable good. See, the devil won't teach you none of that. So everybody's just in the devil's hands. Because I made sure the devil don't teach me. When he was young, he always had a chance then. But when you put away childish things, he ain't got no opportunity no more. To become a man is to become love, to become pure, to accept you don't have, to understand the truth that abides. The things that are on earth are visible, incapable of good. Ask the bill to pay your bill. Ask the bill to pay your bill. But you make sure that's paid when the truth ain't even laid down in your mind. But let's continue. Corruptible, passable, dissolvable, changeable, continually alterable, and made of another. So you follow her.
I thought about that. About the bill. That's something you went and joined through the desire you wanted. And created that bill. And now you got, join the bills in corporation. So I put it that way.
The things, therefore, that are not true to themselves. See, if you don't have truth in yourself, you a liar to me. What can you do for me? You can't even do for yourself. The truth is the hardest thing. It's the most perfect virtue. This is what I have felt, known, had to go through it, even to come to studies. You have to know what the truth is. And you got to know that you've been that and you've been walking that. If people want to see the falsehood, just know truth ain't in them. Because only the highest good can be good, stay good, and be well-rounded in their virtue, where their hands and tongue harm none.
Boy, that's straight to the point,
Last one, then we out of here. For everything that is altered is a lie. See? So day and night is a lie, y'all. Anything that alters day and night, breath in and out,
Daylight saving time.
is not real. It's a lie, not embodying in what it is. Check that out. Not abiding in what it is. See, the truth gonna be itself. Up, down, left, right, far, slim, weak, none. Truth gonna be itself. It abides in itself. But that which alters don't abide in itself. That's called switching sides. They switch sides, but being changed, it shows us always. But being changed, day turning to night, shows us always that it's a lie and it's appearances. We'll cut it off right there.
That's out of what book that is.
So the people can have it. The Lord's gonna keep it off. But just so the people can have it in name form, it's Divine Pymander. But that's my last book. I ain't telling these non-truth nothing. I done did this for a long time now. I ain't received nothing. I ain't did nothing to them. All I did was want what I got. And this is why this is the way of love divine.
Well, just like you said, you showing love and ain't looking for none to love and return.
That's right. So at the end of the day, everybody on their own. Because I got it on my own. So I close in the name of the divine creator, all Fatiha, in the name of the all Sufyan, in the 10 plus 1. As-salam, all Sufyan.